Alright, y'all, we're coming up on the Whiskey Bonding Barn.
I have no idea what
Well, it looks like it's an event center and all kind of stuff out there, because
got a little truck, that's for
got an old truck sitting out there.
place for parking.
Well, there's
Instead of
stage and bathrooms and, yep, I see that old bicycle. And the Whiskey Bonding Barn. There's a sign down here, Pike Historic Preservation Pathway. We're on a historic preservation pathway, and you can go over there and have a wedding. You see it? It's an event
I
center.
see that.
They got pews over there, so you know, looks like a pretty neat place to me, y'all. And now we're on one of them roads.
Okay, Epinger Bridge Road.
This is Epinger Bridge
I
Road.
think we're gonna cross another thing of another creek or something.
Well, generally when there's a bridge, we cross a creek. Not always, just generally. You know, in general. Alright, so we're on
Epinger
Bridge
Road.
Epinger Bridge Road, and this is the bridge on Epinger Bridge Road. And y'all, wow, this is beautiful. Look at that. Look at the old bridge. The old, what is it? Keeps you on the road. The railing, y'all. I ain't gone over a bridge with railing like that in a while. Anyhow, that was fun. We'll go back across the other way, and we'll see it again.
Look at that old house.
Yep. There's a couple of things back there on the other end of this road I really want to visit. All them vines out there. Tarzan would love this place. There's vines all out through them woods.
That was a three-pointer.
I know. You're so good at it.
Okay. You ain't gonna film that?
Y'all, I'd say I'd look for the old bridge over here on the side, but I think I'm riding on the old bridge.
See, like
Oh, man.
a dam or something back there.
It looks like a beaver dam, if you want to know the truth, because it looks, don't like man-made, it looks more like a beaver dam back there, which would make sense. There's some fishing line up there. There's some fishing line up there on the power lines. All right, y'all.
That's a brand new door.
It is a pretty new door on a pretty old fallen down house, but it's got a tin roof, y'all. You never know. If you got a tin roof, you just keep on going. What is that down there in the woods? There's another building down there. There's a few buildings back there. There's an old barn back there. All right, it's time, y'all. Georgia Dirt Road. Actually, I don't know if we're on a dirt road yet or not. I think we was on a partially paved, now it's turned into dirt road. And I ain't even sure this is really a dirt road. I think this might be a road with dirt on top of it. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it a dirt road though.
I think this is a well compacted dirt road.
Yeah, I think it is too.
They made sure they weren't gonna get stuck coming back here.
There's a lot of gravel back here too.
Yeah.
So from back road adventure to dirt road adventure. Oh, this is the kind of day I like. Tim did good today. Of course, this is an unplanned dirt road right here.
But I also knew when I was thinking about going to these back roads that there would always be stuff like this here.
Yeah, there'd always be opportunities to go check something else out.
Well, that used to be a tree.
Huh. Yeah, it used to be. It gave up. Now it's a tall stump. How about that?
Okay, now we're on the dirt road.
Yeah, we're really on a dirt road now, ain't we? Now we're on another dirt road. We're going to see where it leads.
This is old Zebulon Road.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. We could always go to Zebulon and go back to the bookstore. Y'all, I enjoyed that bookstore in Zebulon.
This dirt road, Google Map wouldn't let me go on it.
Sometimes Google Maps just says, no, you are not allowed. Access denied. Oh my goodness. Crossroads. Wouldn't you just love to live at the crossroads of dirt roads? I mean, really. That's the dream. That is the dream. All right, y'all. So here it is a week later. I am in Zebulon, Georgia, in some strange twist of fate. And I am back at the Oink Joint. So I'm going to tell you, obviously, this is some good food. So I say that speaks volumes without having to give any kind of review other than we're back, same place. I just want to make mention that I'm in Zebulon again. 8 days after the first visit. You know, okay, maybe that'll help. Anyway, we went and ate at the Oink Joint again and we enjoyed it. And now we're headed out of Zebulon, moving on to the next place. I begged him to go to the bookstore with him, but he told me no. But he did say that we would come back soon just to go to the bookstore. So there's that. You got anything to add to that?
Make me look like a bad guy. Tell me you were just kidding.
I was just kidding. All right. So we decided we should stop and film these two old payphones that have no payphones anymore, but we thought we should because you just ought to, because they're going to be gone one day. I think they're going to be gone one day. Why are they still all hanging around like this? I don't know. But while we're sitting here looking at these payphones, I thought I'd tell you, this morning we were in Manchester, Georgia, and we stopped at a service station to get gas, y'all, and I went to open the door and the doors were locked. But Tim got gas because you could use a card, pay at the pump. So we got gas, but we couldn't go in the store. And there was also a payphone like this outside of that. But y'all, that was a weird feeling this morning when we were at a gas station with no people running the station. And it was a convenience store. It wasn't just gas, it was a convenience store. It was kind of apocalyptic. Okay, y'all, so we're out riding around. We're all over Georgia today, and since Tim wouldn't take me to the bookstore in Zebulon, as we come through Williamson, Georgia, I'm gonna stop at this little free library. But I'm gonna flip around just a little bit and show you. This is the Williamson Veterans Memorial Park. We have been here before. And across the road from us is the Williamson Methodist Church. And then there's a little service station right over there. But I'm gonna check out this little free library and see what they've got in here. Because, you know, if you get this close to a little free library, you ought to give it a look. Ooh, and a wasp come flying out at me. Okay. I see a John Grisham in there, The Last Juror. White lights roar, troublesome range. Oh my goodness, it's a Beverly Cleary, y'all. Ramona's World. Beverly Cleary was my favorite writer when I was a little girl. It's in there. But I tell you what, I'm gonna leave these here for somebody else. And I'm going to get back in the RAV4, and we're going to head on to the next destination. That would be a part of the Disappearing South series over there, y'all. Let me see if I can do something. We're in a pretty good spot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will. You can see in there, but yep, you never know what you're gonna find over in the woods. And this is on a busy street. Somebody's lived in there recent enough to have Dish Network and what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. Satellite services.
Satellites.
It's got two satellite receivers on top. Direct TV and Dish Network. I had them both. Not at the same time. Anyway. All right. So there we go.
Traffic is on this road. It's not really, I guess, dirt, but
it is a dirt road. Y'all, there's a speed bump. Wait just a second. Yeah. There's a speed bump on this dirt road. All right. Proceed over the speed bump on the dirt road. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Only in
whole section is paved.
Only in Georgia would you find a speed bump on a dirt road.
Now, if we ever find one in Alabama, I'm going to remember you said that.
Well, you just go hunting for one. Let's go hunting for one in Alabama. I ain't never seen a speed bump on a dirt road in my life. There's another speed bump ahead. Y'all, really, y'all. That's all I can say. My mind is blown. This is unreal.
Well, you know that car that we all let pass, he was flying through here.
Well, that's true. He was flying through here.
They must have issues with that here.
Speed bump, speed bump.
It's barely
You know what's funny? And Tim's right, y'all. Both of those speed bumps we just went over, there's about 6 foot of paved road right there.
Yeah.
There was 6 foot of paved road with a speed bump on it. You know why? If they put it on the dirt road, it would have eroded right away. It just eroded away. Y'all, while we're out and about, on this dirt road, we look over here and we see a cemetery now. It's gated off and locked. So all I'm gonna do is just walk up here to the fence and just look through. And y'all can kind of look at the cemetery. There's some old graves over there to the right. Ooh, there's grass touching my legs, making me think. Y'all, we was coming down this dirt road and we ran, there was a snake. And I picked my feet up off the floor so the snake couldn't get me, but you know, he was outside of the car. But anyway, everything that touches my leg right now, the point of this is when grass touches my leg, it makes me nervous. So, well, I'll be doggone, y'all. Okay. I filmed a whole 10-minute talk there. We're at Graffiti Bridge.
Yes,
somewhere in Georgia. Tim said we were near Brooks. We were near Williamson. We're near Zatella. But they're all about 15 minutes away or so. And this is Graffiti Bridge, and we're on a dirt road in the middle of Georgia. And this bridge is huge, and it is filled with graffiti. So I'm gonna walk down here and show you the water again.
Since y'all not gonna see it the first time, cause
I'm sorry, I didn't push.
won.
I didn't push record. There's all kind of stuff on this bridge though. There's some really cool artwork over here. Look here. What is this? 75 and 85?
Yeah.
Southern Empire is what it says. I have no idea. I didn't see that coming through earlier.
Tammy's favorite is Bring Better Books.
It says over here, it says Bring Better Books. And it says Look at the Flowers. And those are some really cool graffitis. And you know, I'm just walking down the middle of a road, middle of the bridge.
We normally can't do that.
Well, I mean, you know.
Hey, Rad 4, life.
Rad for life. And then this is the one we liked a while ago. It says, I found them. Well, who'd you find? I guess Rebecca Loves David. Is that who they found? I don't know, but I'm not going to ask them who they found. I'm just going to let it go.
I like Camp Mama.
Tim likes Camp Mama right here. which is under Princess. Now, I like this one right here on the middle of the road right here. Jersey. That's a good one. I see one over there though that I want to go look at because that's a really good one. I like that too. I don't know what it says, but it looks like somebody put a little bit of work into it. Well, this is two different ones. Okay, I see. That's Ashley. Ashley's a good one. And then if we turn around and look at the other side over here, it says Aria, long live Zenobia. I don't know. Y'all, can you imagine coming out here and graffitiing on the bridge? Doesn't look like anybody ever stops it, so okay. But this right here, this would be the reason, in my opinion, to come out here. That is just magnificent. Hear the birds? That's another reason to come out here, y'all. You don't hear cars. Of course, I hear a car coming right now. At least I think I do. I do. Now, it was over here. I'm going to tell this again. There's 3 sets of 2 pylons, and I think there was an old bridge down there at one time, y'all. But isn't that just magnificent? Just beautiful. Just beautiful. There you go, one last look. Graffiti Bridge on a dirt road in Georgia. Who knew? Backroad Adventures. Y'all check it out. All right, y'all. I'm standing here at the Elliott Station. Anyway, we're in the parking lot of the Manchester Mill. This was all parking lot at one time. All that's around us, and there's the water tower over the Manchester Mill. And that is Manchester Mill back over there, what's left of it. You see the 2 smokestacks back there. And this is the railroad tracks. And this is where the trains would come in to the mill to load up. And all that's left down here is this Elliott Station and a caboose. I wonder if there's a passenger train here at one time. I don't know, but it's worth a wondering. We're in Manchester, Georgia at the moment. And we were coming through here on our way home, and I told Tim, let's just stop and film the caboose and what's left of the mill. This is in memory of Tyrone Elliott, presented by Manchester Arts Council in October of 2012. Wow, October of 2012, y'all. That date will live in infamy in my mind. If Tim was with me, he could look through that window right there, but y'all, I ain't tall enough. And they took the steps off where you can't climb up on this caboose. Well, all right then. Y'all, I hear a train over on the other tracks over there. That bridge over there goes over a whole bunch of tracks, and I hear trains' brakes over there. That's what that is. It's a train braking over there. Tim's looking at his phone. He ain't paying no attention to me. Y'all, Tim's leg's hurting him. It's bothering him, and that's why he's not been in the videos as we've gotten out and moved around today. He's kind of stayed in the RAV4 because his leg's kind of hurting him. You know, I don't know if they do anything in this part of this Manchester mill. They do still have this part right here. We got the train paraphernalia here too. I think I'm gonna walk up to this fence over here. Walking right along the train tracks here. So I'm gonna walk up to this fence and I'm gonna show you back there where the mill used to be. But it looks like they might do something in the building now. I don't know what, but it looks like they might do something. But I'm gonna show you where the mill used to be because you can still see the foundation, some of the outline out here. The mills and the railroad tracks. But all that back there was the mill. We've had quite an adventure today. We've done a lot of exploring all over Georgia today, and it's been a lot of fun. We started this morning in Molina, and then we moved on, and we ended up all over. We had lunch in Zebulon, second time in 8 days. It was worth going back for. It was very good. All this, though, was a parking area for the mill. All that, and then all down through there, too. And this was probably where everybody worked before the 90s, or even during up to the 90s for a while. I guess it went further than the 90s in a lot of places. I just know that the mills were changing not long after I graduated from high school. A lot of people I went to school with started out working in the mills, but the mills went away pretty quickly. It's been a grand day.